One of the darker things that I learned working at a grocery store is that the grocery store food waste, they have something called shrink. Shrink is basically inventory loss. It's stuff that gets damaged, expires, gets stolen, can't be sold. And when grocery stores throw that inventory away, they write off those losses on their taxes.
Right now, we have a problem with how we get taxed. And it's to the point to where it's like, how much shit can you tax people on? We get taxed on our food. We get taxed on anything we buy. We get taxed on our roads.
People are just waking up to the fact that companies are putting profits over people. The work-life balance doesn't make any sense anymore. And honestly, the juice is just not worth the squeeze anymore for people trying to get by in today's life. With that being said, let's dive into today's video content. Also, there's about 60 to 70% of you that come back to the channel and watch more content. If you're not yet subscribed, but you find yourself coming back and watching more content, hit that subscribe button. It really would help the channel out. And with that being said, let's dive into it today.
I'm sick of watching the world fall apart and being told to just patiently wait for change. I'm sick of hinging hope on election cycles and politicians who have no intention of actually changing things and thinking that the same people who got us here are somehow going to fix the situation. I'm tired of being told I have to lower my expectations and that I have to compromise on things that shouldn't be negotiable. Human dignity is not negotiable. I'm so fucking sick of watching people die and suffer and seeing their homes leveled. I'm sick of the environment being gutted in real time. I'm getting so tired of just wondering when it's all going to give out. I'm just so fucking mad that we've been gaslit into thinking that it's radical to want people to wake up every day and not have to feel like their entire world is on the verge of fucking collapse.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on, to be honest. I don't even think there's much more to add on to that, but this individual right here talks about grocery stores and the profits over people in terms of how those businesses are run in places like Canada and the United States.
My second ever big girl job was at a grocery store. And I will tell you myself that the issue is not that society cannot feed people. We have more than enough food. It's that feeding people is not as profitable as selling food. One of the darker things that I learned working at a grocery store is that the grocery store food waste, they have something called shrink. Shrink is basically inventory loss. It's stuff that gets damaged, expires, gets stolen, can't be sold. And when grocery stores throw that inventory away, they write off those losses on their taxes. And so a tax write-off reduces the amount of income that a company gets taxed on. So if a grocery store loses, say, thousands of dollars in unsold food inventory, they can report that loss and lower their taxable profit. These corporations are more concerned with protecting profit margins than feeding hungry people. A lot of us are conditioned to believe that food is a privilege and not a right, but it should be our right to survive. And remember, they're not only throwing away rotten food. I've seen it myself. Grocery stores throw away overstock too. Entire shipments that can't fit in the freezer or won't sell fast enough. They throw out stuff with damaged packaging where the food is completely fine inside. Produce that looks ugly, like deformed fruit or vegetables. Perfectly edible food. What's crazy is there's already systems proven to reduce this waste. Something called dynamic pricing is where they lower the price of food right before it expires. It statistically reduces food waste significantly, but less than 25% of grocery stores in the United States do that because the companies would rather protect their profit margins than normalize cheaper food access. Okay, do you see where I'm going? And very few grocery stores consistently donate excess food to food banks either. That overstock or like the stuff that gets thrown away, like they genuinely throw it away. Some stores intentionally lock dumpsters or destroy the food before throwing it away. Like, think about how insane that is. We have people digging through the trash while corporations are pouring bleach on the food so that nobody can take it for free when it's going in the trash anyway. Like, and the irony that these same corporations will ask you to donate money at the checkout screen for hunger relief while they're actively throwing away perfectly edible food that could have gone to shelters, food banks, struggling families. So imagine a grocery store has a bunch of extra food that they can't sell in time. So now they have multiple choices: lower the prices, donate it, or throw it away and make money back. They're going to throw it away and make the money back. And under capitalism, businesses are structurally incentivized to prioritize profit first. Grocery stores are businesses before they are charities. Their goal is to make money. So if giving away food threatens pricing structures, future sales expectations, or profit margins, many of these corporations would rather waste the food than normalize free access to it. That is a part of why some stores would literally rather destroy the food than give it away to you, which sounds like cartoonishly evil until you realize that this is exactly what happens when basic human necessities are treated as primarily products instead of human needs. France, great example. France. They literally passed an anti-food waste law. Large supermarkets are not allowed to intentionally destroy usable food. They are required to donate edible food to charities instead. So the problem is not production. We have more than enough food to feed everybody. The problem is distribution under a system that profit incentives matter more than hunger. Manufactured scarcity is profitable. They are starving you on purpose. And don't even get me started on the fact that the grocery stores do not care that the food they are selling you is quite literally poison.
And I've actually seen this firsthand. I worked at a grocery store in Canada for about 2 months, and at the end of the night, there was food that was about to go bad, and they literally just throw it in dumpsters. And I don't know what happened to the food after. I imagine it was thrown out, maybe in some big compost or anything, or something like that. But it doesn't go to the people who need it, let me tell you that.
Right now we have a problem with how we get taxed, and it's to the point to where it's like, how much shit can you tax people on? We get taxed on our food, we get taxed on anything we buy, we get taxed on our roads. At this point, I'm convinced the United States, if they could, they would tax the air that we breathe. Not only is inflation out of control, but food is out of control. And here's the crazy part about it. I could see this. If the food was at where it's at and it was more healthier, then I could say, all right, yeah, you're paying for a healthier food versus food that's not so healthy. But we paying for shit that was natural 40 years ago, but now has all type of chemicals, all type of shit that's causing all type of crazy stuff with our bodies. And we're paying more for it. Quadruple what we're paying for it. And what pisses me off is you have a generation, and we know who the generation is, that's like, oh, just go out and work hard. No. Because you didn't pay quadruple for your house when you bought it. You didn't have to pay for, these expensive groceries. You could have 4, 6 kids and live off of a $200 payment. And that was affordable back then. But you can't say, hey, work harder. It doesn't work that way. At some point, we have to say, hey, as a country, we have to say, hey, enough is enough. You guys have milked us you can't get no more juice out this lemon. The lemon is dry. And at some point, United States citizens need to stand up and say, hey, something got to happen. Because at this point, we done took the shit too far. I get it. We're capitalistic. That's how we make our money. But goddamn, like at this point, how much more can you squeeze out of a goddamn lemon? I'm just saying.
Well, it's like that motto, when life gives you lemons, you squeeze them dry until there's nothing left. Or is that the phrase? No, that's not the phrase. The phrase is, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But people aren't drinking lemonade. People are not drinking much at all. They're not consuming much at all, to be honest. Because when grocery stores have food that's about to expire, they toss it out instead of feeding people with it. Because ultimately, too many companies put profits over people. Leave your thoughts about this video down below in the comment section, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.